guys get your pens and papers out because he is going to blow you away. Please help me welcome Brock Frost.
Thank you. Financial freedom, ladies and gentlemen. What is it? You know, it's something we love to talk about as Canadians. What exactly is it? Brandon, you didn't want me to pick on you, so let me pick on Brandon. Brandon, what is financial freedom to you?
To me, it'd be enough passive income to not have.
Your dad told you that? Kat, what's financial freedom to you? You're not ready to talk. Susan, what's financial freedom to you?
Financial freedom would be for me to be able to leave something substantial for my children.
I like that answer. So it would appear that Canadians, at least in theory, understand what financial freedom ought to be. But I'm here to ask you a question today, ladies and gentlemen. Why are Canadians so financially fucked? I promise I wouldn't swear, but that was the only time. There's no other word to describe the position Canadians are in. 4% of us are millionaires, despite Canada being one of the richest countries in the world. 1/3 of us have credit issues or face insolvency, and the average Canadian retires a net worth of less than $600,000, yet we work longer than most first world countries. Where have we gone wrong? Now, I know these stats are true. I see them every single day as a mortgage broker and a financial coach. But don't take my word for it. Think amongst yourselves. How many people do you know that match this criteria? Possibly even yourselves. How many people do you know that make excellent income, but they're trapped financially? Where have we gone wrong? Now, there are a lot of reasons for this, but I broke it down to 3 main ones for you guys here today. First one, education. Now, education has 2 sides to it. There's a formal side. I remember being in high school, I was learning about Shakespeare, Pythagorean theorem for all the algebra people in the room, photosynthesis. What I don't remember learning, ladies and gentlemen, is budgets and tax returns and corporate structure and financial systems. So we are taught at a young age that money and financial security doesn't matter. We are taught that Shakespeare is more important than how to do a budget. Secondly, we listen to the wrong people all the time. Stand up, please. I want you to raise your right hand. I want you to repeat after me. I will never take financial advice from someone who is broke. If my parents are not investors, I will not take investment advice from my parents. Thank you. Congratulations. That is the first step. Why are we so systematically accustomed to listening to our broke parents? Why do we take advice from our broke friends? Why do we listen to our broke neighbors? Why do we listen to the internet trolls that live in the basement of their broke parents? Ladies and gentlemen, to be financially successful, I want to throw this one out there. Maybe we should only listen to people who are more financially successful than us. Number 2, we fail to invest in the right things. And we invest too much on the wrong things. You know, I still have people to this day say, real estate's risky. You know what I tell them? You want to see my bank account? Do you want to see the bill of sale for the Ferrari I just bought? Risky. I beg to differ. People who say things are risky do so out of fear. They do not know what they're talking about. And they say things like that to justify their inaction. It makes them sound like they're making an educated decision. Oh, I didn't do that because it was risky, where in reality, it's 100% fear-based. RRSPs, TFSAs, GICs, and all that other garbage are myths. These things are scams. These are not programs that are government designs for you to be wealthy. These are programs designed so you're not homeless when you're 70 years old. If your freedom plan, if your financial plan involves Canada Pension or old age security, newsflash, you've already lost. Financial planners who push this stuff should be stripped of their license. You are leading Canadians into a path of poverty. How many people do you know, raise of hands, show of hands, who has ever become wealthy off RRSPs? And there's crickets in the room. And lastly, and probably most importantly, Canadians fail to work and invest with purpose. You know, we're all given that script, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. High school, college, get a job, get married, kids, buy a house, buy a bigger house, invest in those RSPs, and then boom! When you're 67, my God, life starts getting good. Because we all know that when we become 67, we automatically become professional golfers. We all know the minute we stop working, boom, we're now world travelers. It's automatic. Retirement is a fucking myth. Sorry, I had to swear there one more time. It is something we say to justify our inaction, to justify our failing to live now. Why do Canadians all follow the same path? Are we all the same? We do not work and we do not invest with purpose. And when you fail to have purpose tied to an objective, the results are devastating. And that is where Canadians are financially. How's that for a bunch of good news to start, though? Pretty good, right? So where do we go? How do we get out of this trap? I'm going to show you the approach that I've taken over the past 6 years that has got me to where I am today. Now, I am like most of you, probably. I started with nothing. When I was 30, I had a line of credit. That was it. I'm 41 today. I know I look extremely good for my age. I'm 41. I'm a millionaire many times over. I have hundreds of properties. I travel 6 months a year. I live debt-free. I have over $1 million just sitting in my checking account. I actually showed Brandon the other day, and I think he said, "Man, that turns me on." Something like that, right? I don't say this to be cocky. I say this to be factual. I made a decision a long time ago that I was not going to follow the same path to poverty that we all follow as Canadians. I made a choice. And I remember asking myself one day, I said, what the hell is going on here? Why are all Canadians so screwed up financially? And I looked at, well, they all follow the same path. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that what we were doing and what we have been doing is not working. I can see some of the faces here. I know some of the people in this room feel this way. I'm not going to pick on you because that's embarrassing. Am I right, though? Think amongst yourselves. Lots of people make great income, but they feel financially trapped. They're not free. So, I'm going to show you the correct path to freedom. So number one is, what is your ideal lifestyle? You know, we tell ourselves that we should work and invest so we can live life. Well, if that is true, then shouldn't the first step be to figure out what you actually want out of life? And it's staggering that most people actually don't know if you actually break down. So number one is truly finding out what you want in life. I'm going to break that down in a second. Number two is we establish the cost. How much is this life going to cost us? We then know how much money we need passively. We can then look at different investment opportunities, and at the end, we go get the cash that we need to invest. Cool? Envision your ideal lifestyle. The word being ideal. Not the nice to haves, not that would be kind of cool. Ideal. Do you want 10 houses? Do you want 10 cars? A couple of boats? Start a charity, take care of your family, travel the world? What do you want? How do you want to feel? I have learned that when you fail to tie goals to a specific emotion, they rarely become a reality. So let's not just envision what we want our life to be. We want to know, what does that life feel like? And I'm going to show you my example later to tie into this example. After you know what you want, again, I'm simplifying it because I have 20 minutes. After you know what you want, then we can map out a budget for us. How much is this ideal lifestyle going to cost me? Now, Canadians do it backwards. We accept the lifestyle that our budget allows. That's not freedom, guys. If you cannot afford your ideal lifestyle, then make more money until you can. One life. This is it, guys. I think Canadians fail to recognize that as an actual fact. What is your ideal life going to cost you? Then we look at, okay, what are all the things that I can invest in? Well, I'm heavily invested in private mortgages, rental properties. I own close to 200 rental properties. But you also have, for the people in the room, EXP revenue share, private equity, dividends, stocks, royalties. These are the different things that can produce passive income. So a quick thing of math here, if you needed $50,000 a month to cover your budget, if I invested only in private mortgages, which is generally a 12% yield, that's $5 million invested. Now, you might say, yeah, but I need $5 million. Look, I didn't say it was going to be easy. What I'm saying is here, now we have numbers and investment goals tied to a specific purpose. How to accumulate the cash? You know, I made a lot of my money in real estate, but you can do flips, stocks, start a company. Key here is growth. We always talk about cash flow. Everybody talks about cash flow like it is the be-all and end-all of life. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're in growth mode, an extra $300 a month is going to do nothing for you. You're going to run out of time. You need to grow. While you're in growth, you need to increase the value of your assets. Cash flow is great once you have enough assets. If you focus on cash flow at the start, you are going to often miss out on a lot of opportunity for growth. I'm going to show you my example just to wrap this up. My lifestyle is based on absolute freedom for as long as I can remember. I've always wanted a life where I do what I want, when I want, I answer to no one. Now, this is my ideal lifestyle. My ideal lifestyle is not the same as yours, but this is mine. I wake up, I can work, I can get on a plane, I can watch Netflix, hang out with my friends, do what I want. That gives me a sense of absolute power and accomplishment, knowing that my life is controlled by me and me alone. My personal residence also ties into this goal. And I've always dreamt of, you see these movies where these people have all these houses all over the place. So I'm gone 6 months a year, but I always wanted a house. A few people in this room have been to my house. It's a nice house. It's not crazy big, but it's nice. It's got a tennis court and a pool and a sauna, ice bath, you know it, ice bath, gym, wine cellar. It's nice. And when I come home, it's clean. The grass is cut. Food's in the fridge. Having that was part of my lifestyle. That's what I wanted. It gave me a sense of accomplishment. And again, This ties into that emotion I was talking about. You guys can't see this, but this is what I call a freedom budget. So a freedom budget is the cost of your ideal lifestyle if you stopped working today. Now, it would differ from your active budget because, well, if you stopped working, you wouldn't have certain expenses. For you guys, you might not have RICO fees and desk fees and stuff like that. But some costs do remain. Tax returns. Got to file a tax return whether you're working or not. Some costs might increase. You might travel more. The key here of this exercise is to put yourself in a position of pure power, knowing that at any given second, I can drop what I'm doing. I have enough passive income to cover my ideal lifestyle as defined by me. This is about 4 years ago. Mine's about 55 a month right now. This is about 30 grand a month. So quick math. Let's just say I need 30 grand a month. Okay. And I want to invest in private money. Okay, 12%. That's $3 million invested. So you're probably saying, well, how do I get $3 million? Well, simple example of how you get into growth mode. And this is why when I first started buying real estate, I bought 20 in 3 years, knowing nothing about real estate, only knowing that I needed to get my hands on title. Because one day, that will go up in value. If you buy one property at $500,000, 4% appreciation for 5 years, that's $108K. That doesn't include any principal pay down on the mortgage. So if I needed $3 million, I needed 30 of those properties. Don't take this example too much to heart. I'm just trying to show you the math where you can actually start working and investing with purpose. Here, maybe I'll hold the property longer than 5 years. Maybe the property's worth more than $500,000. Maybe the appreciation's more, maybe it's less. The key here is understanding why you are doing something. Ladies and gentlemen, true financial freedom occurs when we start working and investing with purpose, and I thank you very much.